This is live from nowhere, broadcasting to raise awareness and fun for the crew members and entertainment industry professionals sidelined by the COVID pandemic. I'm Gordon French, and today I'm here with Rashid Williams, extraordinary drummer, plays with John Legend, and Jill Scott. You're also Jill's music director, if I'm not mistaken.
I am.
Right. We also have Benji Woerly, who is not only Rashid's tech, but from what I understand, his best friend.
Mostly. That's my best bud.
That's your best bud. Guys, how you doing?
We're great.
All right, where are you both right now?
I'm in Kissimmee, Florida.
Kissimmee, Florida.
Yeah. And I'm in Dallas, Texas.
All right. Rashid, I thought you were a Jersey boy.
Well, you know, I've been a Jersey boy up until 2018.
Okay.
And nobody really knows that. So welcome, world. Now you know. I don't live in New Jersey anymore.
And Benji, how's Dallas? You guys must be hot as hell down there right now.
Dude, it is so hot. So I've lived in Vegas the past 6 years, then moved back in April, and I missed that dry heat, you know? Like here it's just, oh man, you step outside, you're sweating for sure, so.
Yeah, Vegas, you got temperature, but you don't have the humidity like you do in Texas.
Yeah, it's just like a hairdryer out there, and here it's just, oh man, and I'm a big golfer, so it's hard to golf in these times, so.
It's not exactly golf-friendly weather, is it?
No, but I still go. It's pretty miserable.
As we're starting out, we'd want to just let the audience know that you guys have kind of a unique relationship. You work together, but you're also best friends, which isn't always the case for techs and their drummers. So to prove this, we thought we'd start off with a little multiple choice trivia game we like to refer to as Best Friends for Life. Okay, the first question is for Benji. What is Rashid's favorite color? Is it A, yellow? Is it B, blue? Or is it C, black?
C.
C is the correct answer. We're off to an auspicious start here, gentlemen. So, Rashid, we're going to you now. Can you tell us what is Benji's greatest fear? Is it A, public speaking? Is it B, flying? Or C, scuba diving?
A horrible question to ask me. His greatest fear? I don't know his greatest one is, but I know he's quite afraid of flying, so I'll go with B.
You know, B was the answer we were looking for, so. Rolling here, man. I like it.
Oh, he knows that for sure.
Yeah, we've been in some spots. I got you.
So I've heard. Benji, for you, what is Rashid's drink of choice? Is it Coke with crushed ice, B, shots of Tito's, or C, cranberry juice?
I'm gonna take shots of Tito's for 200.
Shots of Tito's is correct. Wait, Rashid, what do you have in the solo cup right now?
This is actually Tito's and vitamin water.
You know, I never actually thought of using vitamin water with Tito's. That's
It works wonders on many things. We'll talk about it after we're not recording anymore.
I like the way you think, sir. I like the way you think.
Hydrating at the same time.
Yeah, there you go.
Like a Bloody Mary, but for later in the day. I like it. Rashid, what was the year you met Benji? Was it A, 2004, B, 2018, or C, 2013?
While I wish it was A, it's actually C, 2013.
Liz, you guys really are besties. You're so cute.
That's friends for life.
Yeah.
All right, Benji, now to you. What is Rashid's ultimate vitamin water flavor, which is probably mixed in with the Tito's right now? Is it A, Power C Dragon Fruit, B, Fruit Punch Revive, or C, Triple X?
I gotta go B.
B is the incorrect answer, man.
What is Triple X anyway? I thought that was a joke. Like,
Triple X, man.
I thought that was only like porn stuff there. Like, Triple X.
Need the Triple X label.
All right, we're not best friends.
It also happens to be a fantastic movie franchise.
This broke our friendship, everything, all of it. Screw you, Benji. No.
Yeah.
And
None of our cores can afford vitamin water, so that's why I don't know what it is.
Is Triple X indeed what is mixed with the Tito's right now?
Yes, it is. It is. It is the acai flavored vitamin water. It's XXX.
I love that you actually know what the flavor is supposed to be.
Yeah, no, I'm totally into it. Like, I'm in there, you know, committed.
Love it, man. Gotta stay hydrated, man. Gotta stay hydrated.
Yeah.
All right, I have one last question for you, Rashid. Who is Benji's favorite golfer? Is it A, Gary? Is it B, Justin Spieth? Or is it C, Kevin Na?
I have to, now I don't know this, so I'm just gonna go off of what Benji's voice would sound best saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, I love Gary Woodland. Yeah, man, I love Jesse Spieth. Justin Spieth. Yo, man, I love Kevin Na. I'm gonna go with A, Gary Woodland.
Benji, you want to weigh in on this one?
But I can weigh in because it's all wrong. Because
Is our intel?
yeah, because B, his name is Jordan Spieth. So it was a trick question, I guess. There's Justin Thomas and there's Jordan Spieth.
So if you said Jordan Spieth, I would have got it right.
Rashid would know. I know I have mentioned like, oh, Jordan Spieth, he's a Dallas, like, you know, home team hero there. So Jordan Spieth, I'm
thinking when you said this?
Probably.
Okay. Okay, cool. I remember.
So you actually, are you a Jordan Spieth guy just because of the hometown thing, or like his?
No, I think he's a stud, man. I think, I mean, he's an amazing golfer, but a lot of the stuff he does for like charities, like, I love that. I think it's great. So, yeah, so it's really neat. A lot of stuff he does for the kids and like making that sport grow. But there's Justin Thomas as well.
I know Tiger Woods.
You know Tiger Woods?
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I thought you meant like you know Tiger Woods.
And Arnold Palmer.
There you go.
Fine beverage.
He's on the Arizona can. I know him.
Fine beverage.
Another thing you can mix Tito's with that goes down really smooth every time.
Speaking of fine beverages, what are you actually sipping on there, Gordon?
I'm sitting on some fine Hamilton rum. It seems very festive and summery. It's good for the day. I spent the morning at the beach, so you know.
Nice. There's a good plug for our rum, so everyone gets free boxes of that, so it's good.
I got the bottle from a friend of mine who works as a rum representative. So
Where do you live?
Rum, free rum.
Where do you live, Gordon?
I'm in Brooklyn, New York right now.
And you went to the beach?
I went to the Rockaways. Yeah, I took like
okay, cool.
in the Rockaways today.
Is Benji taking over the interview?
Benji's taking over the interview.
I like turning it just to see about other people, like, you know, see how they're doing as well.
You know what? No one ever asked me about me, so thank you.
Well, we're here to take care of each other, right? So.
You know, I appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
Going back to something we were chatting about earlier, our audience doesn't know what goes into a normal day on tour. Like, what does a day in the life of the Benji and Rashid show look like? Because we hear you guys have a slightly different routine than the average drummer and drum tech on tour.
Hey, Benji, you want to take that one?
I think that's all you, man.
Okay, cool. Typically, Benji's at the venue at the crack of dawn, and I'm not. I'm at the hotel in bed because Benji tires me out after the shows from drinking so much. But anyway, usually Benji's there. When I get to the venue, in all seriousness, I do not touch the drums until Benji says it's okay. I'm like, I walk in, say, what's up, bro? Hey, what's up, bro? How's everything doing? Everything's great. We'll hug each other. We'll shake hands. We'll talk about everything other than music and drums. To be totally honest, we talk about our families. We talk about, you know, how everybody's doing. And then typically what happens is I'll ask to some extent, like, yo, is everything cool? And he'll say, yeah. I'll get up there. Sound check is always really simple. Usually after sound check is done, we talk a little bit and we do a shot. And then from there, we just hang out. It's not really like a big, deep, I know some drummers and drum techs are like, yo, dude, how are the heads today? It's like, nah, man. It's kind of just like, dude, if he set it up, I trust it, we're good. I think we've gained the most ultimate respect for each other, not because we toured so much, because, you know, you tour, you're on separate buses, separate hotels sometimes between crew and band, but like we hang out at each other's houses. You know what I mean? So we've respected each other on levels way outside of a stage. Like, it's one thing for me as a drummer not to talk to my drum tech any kind of way and be disrespectful or vice versa. It's a whole nother thing for us to be staying at each other's house and respecting the house. Typically, I will say this, at least once a day, we bicker about something. Usually stupid stuff, but we do bicker about something. So somewhere in the midst of all of that, I get on Benji about really corny things, and he yells back at me about really corny things. And then we hug and make up, and everybody's friends again. So that's my take on a day.
So what are you doing when you get there at 5 a.m. in the morning?
Oh.
What's your morning look like?
I usually get there around, like, my thing, I actually get there around, like, noon. You know, lighting, video, obviously getting a show going, and depending if you're carrying a stage or not, whatever. They'll go in, of course, at 6 a.m. Rashid doesn't know because he's sleeping in his hotel room till, so.
Living the life of a rock star, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Then I'll walk around, eat breakfast, and then wait for, you know, my turn to do some drum stuff, and then I'll just set it up. I feel like I always try to say I'm like a mechanic, you know, for like in golf, they have caddies. I feel like I'm a caddy for golf. That's what I feel it is, like, to compare it to like a drum tech when someone asks.
You're the Bagger Vance of this situation is what you're saying.
Yeah. She knows that.
We just had an analogy about Bagger Vance the other day. It was great.
Yeah, but I do take it, you know, we hang, all of our families know each other, you know, from being at his parents' house to his house to my parents to, you know, me and my girlfriend's house here. We've all connected so much, but out there we really take it serious. It's sort of like, say if I'm a pilot, you know, you want that thing to take off and land right. So during the show, I want him to sit down on that kit, rip it up for the show. Nothing goes wrong. Boom, we're done. Then we can just have fun. And I take it serious because, you know, it's, you know, you're putting on a show for people. Just want everyone to have fun, and I want to have fun, and I don't want to have to do anything. I want to sit there and hang out.
You want to do the prep so you can enjoy the show. That makes sense. How did you two meet each other?
Bench?
What is it? I got invited. This was in Dallas at the time. So what was that trivia question? How long ago? Was that 2013?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just a friend of mine worked on the John Legend tour, and he invited me out. And then I was just on the side of the stage watching them all play and do their thing. And he came over during an encore, and we just like, yo, what's up, dude? And like hung out. And then literally a few months later, my buddy called and was like, yo, can you come out and work with Rashid? And that was it. And we worked on everything since. Every gig, every endorsement video we do, wherever it is, we've been there, from drum clinics, all of it. So it's pretty cool.
You guys really are besties. I like it.
Yeah.
So
I'm bestie because we even flew all the way to what, China or something?
Malaysia.
Something crazy. And we were just dead tired. And we had to go right into a drum clinic for like tons of kids. It was really neat. So it was like, man, there better not be like 2 or 3 people there, man. There was tons of kids. So that like pumped us up. But man, the jet lag was, woo.
And we remember that flight was delayed because we got in later than we expected. And that's why it was like so close. It was like land at the hotel. Benj was like, how long do we have? I was like, I think we got maybe 30, 45 minutes. And then we had to like literally leave and go straight to the drum shop. But they did pack it out. So it made it super worth it. Because, you know, I got to find some pictures, man. I got pictures of Benji just like hanging out on the side. And then a few times you got pictures of me and him looking at each other with that look of like, dude, I'm tired. I know you are too. But yeah, that was Malaysia. It was a great time.
Yeah.
Awesome. So speaking of that's a pretty long flight. Benji, you're scared of flying. And from what I've heard, you're like deathly afraid of flying. I've heard that you guys even sit together to mitigate the fear. Like you actually help him out, Rashid. Tell us a little bit about your flying fear. How does that work when you're a touring drum tech?
Oh man, back in, when did I start? 2004, actually with a band called Matchbook Romance back in the day. My great friend Aaron Stern was a drummer of that. they started blowing up a little bit. And our first flight, my first international flight was to Australia. And so we were in Los Angeles at the time. And I just remember just freaking out. Like, I was just like, man, I can't fly that long. At the time I was living in Florida, that's where I'm from. So my flights weren't that bad. The band was from New York, so I'd go up and down from Florida, no big deal. But then they started getting bigger. We were doing all these tours, I was flying. I was like, I can do this. And then the day came, like, for the Australia flight. I called my dad, like, dude, I don't think I can do this, man. And, like, I remember opening the curtain, and the first thing I saw, there was this, like, huge cemetery outside my hotel room. And I just, like, that even freaked me out more. But it was just, so we got on the flight, and we actually had some terrible turbulence where, I mean, the plane just, like, dropped out of the sky, you know, and just white knuckling. And I'm looking back at my friend Aaron, just like, I can't do this. And then it finally smooths out. But I just get, my anxiety is crazy from, like, turbulence. It's a big thing over the ocean. So, but how do I deal with it? I just have some drinks and hang out. But then when Sheed's there, it's great. Yeah, I'll sit next to him or something, and we can talk. He'll, like, I'm not sitting there just freaking out the whole time. But if it is something like we're over the mountains, especially ocean, you know, I can definitely get some nerves there.
So I heard you guys had a particularly hairy flight from Colorado to Las Vegas. On a scale of 1, I'm fine, to 10, I just pooped a little bit. Where did that lie?
How'd you feel, Rashid? We'll do the differences, I guess.
Well, I hope it wasn't 10. I just pooped a little bit because I didn't smell anything. Benj, in my opinion, Benj was on that flight. He was about a 7 or 8. Because, mind you, I sleep on flights. I sleep well on flights. I'm not even trying hard to sleep, but it just happens. That particular flight, I remember waking up and Benj is, like, clasping my arm. And I'm like, dude, what's going on? And we were going over the Rockies.
It was after a Jill Scott thing. So I think maybe it was Nashville or something. It was that early Nashville flight.
Yeah, maybe. But it was like, however it worked out, we were going over the Colorado Rockies, which created, like, this massive turbulence. Once I woke up, I realized it was pretty bad. But Benj, I think I'll give him a 7-ish on that one because, you know, I just told him, I was like, dude, this isn't how I die. I talked to Jesus. This isn't how I die. We're good. Like, don't worry about it. Plane's not gonna.
And then it, like, smoothed out, right?
Yeah, it smoothed out. I was like, yeah, see? See, this is not how I die.
Good to have the inside track.
Yeah.
Benji, how would you rate yourself on that flight?
Yeah, I was up there. Like, yeah, there was no poop, but it was close. Luckily, like, on that flight, I even made Sheed, like he never does, but we sat in the last row of the plane too, because there was no one back there. I was like, dude, we can sit next to each other. This is great. Yeah. There'll be no one in the middle. Like, I had to clear that up. It's like, if there's 3 seats, if we're sitting just like a regular flight, it's not just him in the window and me in the middle and no one on the aisle. Right. I got to clear that up. But it's him in the window, me aisle, no one in the middle. But then once we landed in Vegas, it was like, we made it, we're still alive, and then I think we got there like 7:38 in the morning, and
party time. We went from, like, on the plane, oh my God, turbulence is crazy, to, like, oh, we landed, let's party.
So what do you guys do to, like, ease the pain of flying for you? Is there, like, booze, pills, a little hand holding on the plane? Any rituals to get over this now?
Let's clear up no hand holding. Let's start there. Benj, you can take it from there. Everything else is whatever, but no hand holding. I just went to.
Yeah, she just chills. I don't know, one year for his birthday, like, for some reason, I was just taking photos of him sleeping on all the flights. Like, I don't know why. So then, like, when it became his birthday, I did an Instagram post, and, like, every photo, like 10 or 12 photos with just him all in different sleeping positions on a plane. So that's something I do sometimes.
I just want you to know, Benj, it's just as creepy that you take pictures of me while I'm asleep as us holding hands.
When I just heard,
I think that's actually a little bit more really creepy. We're being honest here.
That sounds really creepy. Or how about other people watching me take photos of you? That's probably creepy as well.
Super creepy.
Sometimes I'm just totally fine, but then, you know, I'll have some long flights. I'll do like wine because it'll, like, calm me down. I can go to sleep a little bit. But then we'll just like have some drinks together or something. Just like we're just hanging. Yeah.
Rashid, I was doing a little reading and I came upon Little Fat Jimmy. Tell me about Little Fat Jimmy, man.
Little Fat Jimmy is this guy. That's Little Fat Jimmy, the person, the character.
With the solo cup.
A red cup.
There you go.
So, in all seriousness, once again, Little Fat Jimmy is it was kind of like an homage to a former version of myself. So you go on tour, all of us know how it works. You grow up usually in a town that's pretty cool, and then you start seeing the world and you turn into a whole different person than you ever were before success, before tour salary, before all of that, right? So I started getting into mentorship and helping kids kind of realize the best versions of themselves. And Little Fat Jimmy was the perfect symbol of me at that point where I was like super pure and the world hadn't changed me yet. So when I go and I talk to these kids, you know, the most thing, you know, all kids are the same way for the most part. They think that we just woke up one day and was on tour and quote unquote making money and traveling the world. And it's like, you know, no, actually I grew up and I had my struggles as a kid, and, you know, our family had our ups and our downs and all of that good stuff. So Little Fat Jimmy was the company that I created to basically give back to my community and give back to anyone who wanted to learn and spread nothing but positivity. And yeah, it was an interesting thing because my middle name is Rashid. My first name is Jimmy, which most people don't put together. So weird. Little Fat Jimmy was me. That was an overweight kid just hoping to one day do something. So it's great that I'm wearing the image today because the image is actually a very, very symbolic version of myself. Yeah, Little Fat Jimmy in completion is a super great mentorship program that has done some really cool things over the years, actually.
Wow, that's awesome, man. Do you have a website? What's the website?
littlefatjimmy.com. Yeah, so it's a cool thing, littlefatjimmy.com.
So switching gears a little bit, where were you guys both when the whole COVID shutdown happened?
Oof. I was on tour with Jill Scott. I think we were in Alabama, and the night that we played our last show was the night that the NBA shut down. During the show, I saw that the NBA had canceled their season. And it was like, the NBA is not going to play any more games because of coronavirus. And I was out with Jill Scott, so I'm her musical director. I'm in my talkback microphone, like literally leaning over, like, hey guys, did everybody see the news? Talk about NBA shutting down. And we got off stage. Immediately, management was like, we need to have a meeting. We think we're going to have to send everybody home. And it was crazy because 12 hours before that happened, there was no even conversation about it. From that meeting, the next morning, I woke up around 10 a.m., 10 a.m., something like that. And there was an email like, hey, bus is leaving at noon to go to the airport. We're sending everybody home. That was where I was on the whole, when COVID really like hit the fan, when it was like at its point of no return. We know this is going to happen. There's no way to avoid it. Everybody has to go home today. That was March 12th or 13th, something like that.
Yeah, mid-March is about where it all kind of hit the fan, as it were.
Yeah.
Benji, where were you guys on the road?
Seattle. My plan was we were going to be in Las Vegas for my birthday, and my girlfriend was going to meet us there. And there was a possibility of us it was supposed to be the show at the Forum, I think it was, or something like that. Yeah, it was supposed to be at the Forum in LA, the Strokes. I was with the Strokes at the time. And that's when everything started happening. But then there was talk of, hey, we're going to try to squeeze this one little last thing in LA. We went from Vegas to LA, and in the night, it was like, everything shut down, everything canceled. So we went back to Las Vegas and did my birthday. But it was great because then, I don't like flying, obviously. So we made it into a road trip we stayed in Vegas with our friends for a couple of days, and we drove back. We went through Sedona, just made a fun little road trip. It was just sort of, because I thought it was just going to be something quick. I really did. Like, okay, we're shutting down, because I didn't know the extent of it. And so we're just like, oh, let's have a fun little road trip. But then it's like we got home and it just kept going and going. Okay, this is the real deal. So I am glad that we did drive, just us two. And rather than being on a flight, and if it would have spread then, or that was the last thing we did. Yeah, the Strokes, and they had just started like promo, and we were supposed to be out. And then John was supposed to be out a ton. And so it was going to be really busy.
We would actually be in Europe right now.
Yeah.
Imagine if everything hadn't changed, like both of us, actually, me and Bench.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. I mean, that's part of the whole thing about Live from Nowhere. I mean, the whole thing about it is just all the people like yourselves that are sidelined. No one can work. No one can do anything. Rashid, I hear you usually don't play drums when you're not on the road. Is that changing during quarantine, or are you finding yourself just itching to hit things?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. This is the second drum set that's been set up. And mind you, this drum set only got set up a week ago. And the one that was set up before it was in the exact same place. And that one was only set up since maybe April. So, yeah, my thing is that when I'm off tour, I like to just have a normal home life.
Yeah.
Kind of just do normal things. I like going to the grocery store. I like cooking. I like hanging out and having a really good cigar and my Tito's and vitamin water, or a Moscow Mule, Tito's and ginger beer, or whatever. I like to relax. So, quarantine and the whole COVID situation just basically forced me to put drums in my house because, as you can see, like, I'm set up to record, and I've actually been able to get a lot of work from recording situations, and especially with, like, John Legend did some stuff and we had to record some stuff at home for him. So, I never do drums at home, but in this particular situation, it was kind of like, you should probably do drums at home. So there they are in all their beauty.
They're glorious. So we have one last trivia game that we're going to call Benji versus Rashid. Which drummer lost his arm and still continued to play with his band? Is it A, Danny Carey from Tool?
C. Was I supposed to beat Rashid on this?
You were supposed to wait.
Oh, I thought you said I was supposed to.
I didn't know anyway, so I'm glad Benji answered it. I don't know.
Arguably the best vodka in the world. Is it A, Smirnoff? Is it B, Grey Goose? Or is it C, Tito's?
I'm going to have to go with Tito's.
Yeah, I'll go with Tito's.
Guys, you're picking your flavor. You're not, it's the ad. Arguably the best vodka in the world, Grey Goose.
Oh, what?
That act's horrible. It's a horrible act. It's not true.
Have you guys watched TV ever?
I don't watch it on TV, actually.
Oh. Where is the largest golf course in the world? Is it Ba Na Hills in Vietnam? Is it Mission Hills in China? Or C, Cypress Point, California?
I don't know this one. What do they mean by the world's largest?
You Jordan versus Jordan Spieth, but you don't know the largest golf course. What kind of golfer are you, man?
I don't think I am a golfer now.
Okay.
But like largest, like land mass, or like the holes are long?
I'm gonna go with land mass on this.
I'm gonna go with A. Ba Na Hills, Vietnam.
I think we should call the producer and see what they mean by if it's like how long the holes are, or...
Guys, I just Googled world's largest golf course. So I think probably land mass wise is a good bet to go.
Okay.
You didn't want to listen.
Okay. I'm going to go with B. I mean, no. Wait, yeah, that's right. Sorry, there was a glare.
B, Mission Hills, China is correct. Benji, you're killing this, man. I think you're what now, like 3-1? No, I'm sorry.
You score on this? I
told you I was scoring you from the beginning.
I lost the vitamin water one. But Mission Hills, China, I just know a lot of times they do a lot of like big stuff over there.
China. It's like Texas, you know, go big or go home.
Yeah,
Thanks.
that's right.
So here is our final question for you today.
Ooh.
What percentage of the world is afraid of flying?
C, 80%.
Dude, what's with the, I'm supposed to ask the question, read them out. We've been through this, Rashid.
Oh, sorry. I'm just guessing anyway.
I'm glad you said
You
that.
want to weigh in on this one?
I have no idea.
I'm glad you said that because I was going to say A, but let's go C.
Just see the lips moving. It is 80% C. Rashid, you are correct. It is a tie game.
Thanks, Sheed.
Hey, you are.
2 winners in my book.
I think 99% people should be afraid. It's terrifying.
I think only 25% of people. I think actually less than 25% of people, because flying is actually the safest way to travel.
Yeah.
Statistically safer than any other way to travel. You are correct.
Yeah, how about that?
That is true.
Guys, I can't thank you enough for being here today. This has probably been like one of the most fun interviews I've ever done. You guys are fantastic. You are my favorite old married couple by far. And we really appreciate you being here. Everybody, check out Little Fat Jimmy. We're really looking forward to seeing you guys on the road. Everybody else out there, please check out www.livefromnowhere.org. Again, can't stress, there's so many great people I've known for years, people these guys have worked with. We're all just sidelined. We really hope to be able to raise awareness and hopefully raise some funds to help them. Thanks so much for being here today, guys, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Gordon.
Anytime. Do we do a shot now?